What's up, witches? What's up? What is up? Come on in the building. Hey, Official Queena. Hey, Quinn Blurred. Hey, Zero. What's up? What's up? I'm seeing a lot of names that I probably don't see during Tuesday tips because that's so early in the day. Hey, Black Lotus Secrets. Hey, Betty. How you been, sweetheart? Betty, get excited. I'm coming back to YouTube in 2025. So is the coven, so is memberships coming back to YouTube. But let me not spoil too many of the things I'm working on for 2025, but they are in alignment with the theme of the night, which is pivoting. Okay. I wanted to jump on real quick with you guys to let you all know about the webinar that is getting started in just a few short minutes. In about 12 minutes or so, I'm going to be going live in the portal for my next upcoming webinar, Power of the Pivot, shifting the direction when your roads are blocked. Okay. So this is for my spiritual entrepreneurs that have been perhaps struggling to really get the reach, see the revenue, see the clients and the customers that you should be seeing as a result of all of the hard work that you have been doing. My tarot readers, my Reiki healers, my doulas, my herbalists, okay, my spiritual candle makers, crystal jewelry makers. You guys have been doing your very best to grow your spiritual business into something that can replace your 9 to 5, like I have over the last 3 years building Bronx Witch headquarters, and something just isn't clicking. You're making content, maybe you're buying ads, you're doing the festivals, you're doing the fairs, you've got a website, you're on the Etsy, you're making the YouTube videos, you're doing it all. And yet, for some reason, you are not seeing the type of impact, you're not seeing the type of profit that you need in order to be able to make the decision to do your spiritual work full time if that's what you feel called to do. And I am here to change that for you tonight. Okay. Bronx Witch headquarters, if you don't know, is where I am right now. It is the only co-working space in all of New York City that caters to magical and spiritual practitioners. We have been open for the last 3 years. I opened up after 2 years of growing my business online, on YouTube, and on Etsy. And now we are a physical location that helps other spiritual practitioners get their businesses off the ground with reservable tables and private rooms and just a whole host of different amenities and resources to help spiritual entrepreneurs out, especially those who live in the neighborhood of the Bronx or neighborhoods like the Bronx in New York City, where resources and access to education on topics like business and finance can be very, very difficult to come by. So this space is not only my business, but it's also a part of my passion. It's a part of my mission, my purpose here on this earth to hashtag witches helping witches, to help the next spiritual practitioner be able to have the privilege to do what I have been able to do over the last few years, which is to serve the communities that I belong to and that I care about. And there are so many of you out there that are incredible readers, that are incredible healers, or that know that you could be if you only had the time to dedicate to your craft, to dedicate to your practice, but instead you're at work 40, 50, 60 hours a week because that's how you pay the bills. You haven't quite figured out how to pay the bills through your magical and spiritual gifts. And I am here to tell you that you were given those gifts for a reason. Those are God given gifts, and they were given to you in order to navigate this reality and build the life, create the life that you want for yourself, and leave the kind of impact that you want to leave on the world. I needed help to get there. I have had mentors, I have had coaches, I have had teachers. I have not gotten to where I am alone. I have been supported every step of the way by incredible people that have believed in me and have done what they can to help me. And so now I'm paying that forward and I'm doing that for as many witches as I can. So, in tonight's webinar, I'm going to be helping you to identify the parts of your business that are not working and why they're not working. We spiritual folks tend to read into everything, right? We can't walk by a clock and see a number and not be like, oh my God, right? And certainly, spirit talks to us in signs and symbols. But one of the unfortunate things that happens to spiritual practitioners when they're having a difficult time is we start to read into that and start to think that that means that we're on the wrong path and that we shouldn't be pursuing our spiritual purposes. And I am here to tell you that that is not the case. Okay. Your spiritual gifts were given to you in a divine space that does not necessarily understand capitalism and the economy that we live in. Okay, so the spiritual part of what you are and what you do, you've got that on lock. And I do not want you to doubt that even for a second. But the part that you might not have on lock is the business part of it. Because, I don't know about y'all, but I was not born into a family with a lot of modern day entrepreneurial knowledge, at least not that was passed down to me. I did not go to business school. I went to law school and took some business law classes, but I didn't get a degree in business. And so figuring out how to grow my business has been something I've had to do in the school of hard knocks day by day with mistakes and trial and error. And I can tell you that if you're struggling in your spiritual business, it is not because you are on the wrong path. It is because you don't have a business background. And the business part of your spiritual business could use some attention and intention from you in order to get better. So you have to make that decision. If you are a spiritual practitioner and doing the work that you have come here to do for the communities that you love is something that you are committed to, then you have to make the decision to get the business part of it, to go and seek the knowledge that doesn't come as easily to you as your love for tarot or herbs or crystals. Okay. And the same way you have dedicated yourself to taking the tarot classes and buying all the books and, getting the certifications, you now need to dedicate yourself to learning and understanding business if you ever want to turn your spiritual gifts into something that you can live off of. Okay. So let's make that decision tonight. We've got literally just a few days before 2025. If you're living in America, and even if you're not in America, we're about to see a big shift in our political landscape and the resources that are available to people, the safety nets that are available to people. And if COVID didn't wake you up and say, now is the time for me to get serious about my spiritual business, I really pray that you realize that this is a second bite at that apple. This is your second opportunity to get serious and turn your gifts into what they are supposed to be, which are the tools for you to live the abundant and easeful and purposeful and rewarding life that you want for yourself. So just a few more minutes here, 4 minutes until I go live in the portal. So you are not late. You still have time to join me. This is a completely free webinar. Okay. So I want you to take advantage of that. Everyone who registers has access to the replay for about 24 hours afterwards. So even if you cannot stick around for the next couple of hours with me, go ahead and register for the webinar so that you can come back later tonight, come back in the morning and watch it. I also want to remind everyone who is registered for the webinar that I'm going to be doing something I've never done before in this webinar, but it was put on my heart during my prayer and meditation this week. And I am going to be giving a full scholarship to one highly motivated witchpreneur in the room tonight to enroll in my 6 months to 6-figure program. So you are going to be able to work with me one-on-one. Every week we are going to meet. I am going to give you access to everything I have, every class I've ever taught, every spreadsheet, every ebook, every guide I've ever created. I am going to give you access to all of my discount codes for all of the different platforms that I use to run this business so that you can run yours for as low cost as possible. I'm going to connect you with all of the industry professionals that I work with in order to make sure I do all the things that I don't have a background in. Okay. I'm going to introduce you to my financial advisor. I'm going to introduce you to my bookkeeper and CPA team. I'm going to introduce you to the lawyers and to the different web designers and SEO experts and social media managers and all of the people that have helped me. I'm going to introduce you to those people over these 6 months and make sure that your business is as strong as it can be. So if doing your spiritual work full time is what you want to do, you have all of the tools, all of the knowledge, and all of the structure in order to do that. Okay, so I'm really, really, really excited to give this scholarship away, but you have to be in the room if you want to win the scholarship. You can certainly watch the replay and enjoy the other special offers that I'm going to be sharing in this webinar. But if you want to win the scholarship, you've got to be in the room. So if you're on YouTube, I dropped the link to the webinar in the chat. Hopefully you can see that. If not, you can go to the description of this video and go over to the course portal where you will find it. If you are on Instagram, just comment the word pivot and the link will get sent right to your DMs. Easy peasy. So you'll be able to click on that and just register. Come on in the room. Be with me and the other, I think 25 or 30 witches have registered for this. So go ahead and be in the room and learn what it is exactly that you're doing. I don't necessarily want to say wrong, right? Because when we don't have knowledge, we just don't have knowledge. Hey, Bubbles, I'm excited to have you in the webinar. If we don't have knowledge, we just don't have knowledge. So I don't want to say that you're doing anything wrong in your business. If you have been committed, if you have been dedicated, you've been taking your business seriously and you haven't given up on it, that right there is right. You are doing something right. Okay. But there are probably little disconnects along the way that you haven't realized are happening that are preventing you from really getting in front of the people that would value you the most so that they can pay you for the goods, for the services that you bring into the world, and so that you can get in front of more people and make more of an impact in this world. Because at the end of the day, people buy solutions. And if you solve problems, then I want you to be in front of as many people as possible, because then making the amount of money that you need in order to turn your gift into a business is a given. It will simply happen. Okay. So YouTube, I dropped the link in the chat. Instagram, you can go ahead and comment pivot right now. I'm going to hop off so that I'm not late for the witches that have registered for the webinar. I'm going to get into the room right now, and I definitely want to see all of you there. All right, witches, blessed be. Bye.